Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am going to be making some cute little Halloween tags today, and let me show you what all I am using. I am loving doing all these Halloween projects, so fun. So I am using, to make the cards, I am using this Harvest smooth cardstock that I got. It was actually a freebie from scrapbook.com, and I showed this in one of my recent haul videos, but these colors are just really pretty. I don't know if they still have any of this available, but you can check on their website. And then I'm using this book. I got this, I think this is one of the ones I got at an estate sale, but I want to use some of the book pages in this one. And then I'm using this die. I picked this up from from Michael's. It's a Recollections, and it's really cute. And I'm pretty sure I've never purchased one of their dies before, and it worked great. And I'll show you the pieces here in a minute. And then on another recent haul, I showed you some of this Daiso paper that I picked up at Daiso, and so I'm going to be using this paper. So cute, but you can use whatever Halloween paper you have. And guys, I am breaking this out of my stash. I've been hoarding this. This is a Tim Holtz. I don't think they make it anymore, but I'm proud of myself for finally using it, and it is just so cute. I forget what it's called, but they don't make it anymore. But it's just, you know, you ruffle it up and it looks kind of like a little like a decoration that you would use at a birthday party or something, but in miniature size. So I'll be using that. I'll be using my glue stick and my reptile glue. And then I have, I think in another project you have already seen, I use, oh yeah, my zigzag pockets. I use these vellum little ghosties here. And they also had some really tiny ones in the pack, and so I'm going to be using the little tiny ones that are in here. And then here is how the houses turned out. Aren't they just so cool? Here, I'll grab one of my tags. I think they turned out so well. You adjust the lighting there, and it cut really well. The holes, you know, I could just use my little, this is my little brush that I use to get the pieces out of the image or out of the die, and that worked really well. And then I also, it came with two little bats, and I cut out this bat and then that bat there, and I cut out a whole bunch of those. And so for this one, I didn't use black cardstock. What I did, because it's such a smooth finish, I used my that new VersaFine black ink that I got, that I talked about a couple videos ago, and I just smeared it. I took this and just smeared it over some cream cardstock that I had and let it dry, and then I cut it out, and it just feels so smooth, and I think it looks a little more alive than just using black cardstock, but I don't know. It could just be my imagination. And then I cut out, it had the little moon and then this little shadow of the moon. And so I had some inky papers. So this is just let me grab the sheets, I'll show you. So this is what's left of this one. So this was just some yellow ink sprayed paper that I did. And this might even be like just the clean off sheet. And then I also had this in my stash of, you know, yellow. This is ink sprayed, and I used some of those metallic oxide sprays of Tim Holtz. And I thought this would be perfect for the little shadow. And so I cut out a bunch of little moons and then the little shadow. And I think they turned out really good. I really like that. Okay, so let me show you how to put one together. I'm going to move this out of the way. And I already tore out a page. And I can put this away. I'm really glad to know that the Michael's dyes work pretty good. So that was good to know. So what I'm doing with this paper is I'm just kind of, you know, there's different little ghosty Halloween words on here. And I think either side will work fine. So I'm just going to tear it in half. And then I'll tear off the border here. Because I want just the text. So I hope everybody's doing well. I am feeling much, much better with my back. So that is great. And I appreciate all the kind comments that I received. And appreciate that. So I am just going to kind of cut this on the diagonal a little bit like this. And I'm going to use one over here and one over here. Kind of like doing 2 at a time. Kind of speeds things up. I want to ink this up though. And my mom, she's in rehab now to get her strength back up. So hopefully she'll get back to her assisted living facility soon. But she's just miserable. And it's so sad. She keeps saying, I don't know how I got into this. I mean, it's just awful, this condition that she's in. And I hate it for her. I just hate it. So I've been using the purple and the ghosty. So I'll kind of show you. I'll do one of each. So I think I'll do the ghosty on this kind of peachy colored one. And but I just hate it for her. She's just miserable. I've never heard her talk about being this miserable this much, you know. Usually she'll might say it once or twice, but then she'll kind of, you know, then I guess she starts to feel better maybe, and she's kind of moves on, but I don't know. It's a little scary. So, and then I'm going to do the purple one on here. But I appreciate you all thinking about her. So I'm just kind of tearing a little section out of here. See what might fit. Maybe something like that. Tear this off down at the bottom. But yeah, I like how these came together. I knew I wanted to use that die set, and I was trying to figure out, you know, how I wanted to use the die set, and I just kind of got this idea to do this. So yeah, I think I'll leave this witch showing and a little bit of that pumpkin showing. Maybe I'll shorten this a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And then, so like the witch can kind of be poking through that window, and this ghost can be poking through that window. So let's start gluing this stuff down. We'll start with this. But yeah, thank you all so much for all your kind prayers. Appreciate that. And we'll just trim off the extra as needed. Yeah, that'll be perfect. put this up here. Kind of like the funky shape of this, so I'm going to leave it. Trim that off a little bit too. Okay. And then we'll do this one. Put a little bit of ink on that one. That right on the edge there, and then we'll trim this out. Aren't they so cute, guys? I think they're really cute. Who else has been doing a lot of Halloween decorations? Anybody? Journaling, cards, embellishments? Let me know. Or have you moved on to Christmas? Or are you still doing fall? Let me know. Let me know what you're doing. What you're working on. Okay, perfect. So we'll have the little witch there. We'll have the little ghosties there. But then I thought it would be fun to use these little guys. And we'll put them up here. Let's see. See which side's the... Really doesn't matter in this case since they'll be kind of just poking out. So I think, so if the witch is going to be there, maybe we'll put the ghosty. Put the ghosty right here. There, so we'll have the little ghosty poking out of the window. It's just a little detail. Might not even notice it, honestly. But it's a fun way to use them, I think. And then I'm going to put this ghosty like right here. Poking out of that window. You all, my camera stopped working on me. I apologize. So let me show you how I kind of finished these off. It stopped where I was put the little ghosty onto the tag. So you can see the little ghosty right there. So let's finish this off. This part, it comes together very quickly. Let me glue this guy on. Yeah, I really like this die set that I got from Michael's. I don't know if they still have it. You'll have to look maybe on their website. But it's good to know. I'm going to try some other of their die sets because I don't think they were outrageous price-wise. So this little ghosty, I kind of have him out on the little balcony right there. So now we need to add the moon and our two little bats. And I'll do the one bit flying a little bit. There we go. Okay, and first I want to ink up the moon. It's kind of a bright yellow, so I'm just toning that down a little bit. Close up my glue. It's so chilly that my glue's been kind of drying up pretty quickly. Okay, so we have that all inked up. And there is a little bit of like an embossed image right there. And I don't know if I'm supposed to kind of line this up with that or not. I don't think it really matters. But put that on there. These come together so nicely. Now, I must say, you know, several different creators, and Tim Holtz is one of them, talks about mass making. And, you know, there is some value to that because, you know, if I hadn't sprayed these papers and had these in my stash to make the moon, then I would have had to, you know, stop and do all that first, let that dry, and then I'd be able to die cut the moon pieces out. So that does kind of make me think, well, maybe I should do some more mass making. But I'm glad that I'm actually using those papers because I've had them for a long time. Whenever I do those backgrounds, I just like them so much, and then I never want to use them. So I'm glad I'm using them. I think they look really cool. And these bats, I also cut these bats out of the inked paper that I did for the haunted house. But look how cute. And then we'll add the little finishing touch of the trim. And we don't need a lot. I'm cutting, I think, probably about 1.5 inches maybe. And just kind of rough it up in your hands. And then I'm just going to staple that on. And then I'll do a little finishing touches here. Look how cute that is. Uh-oh. Just knocked something off my desk. Okay, so for this peach, I'm going to do a little carved pumpkin around the edges. For this one, I did scorched timber around the edges. And I feel like that shows up nice. The carved pumpkin wouldn't have shown up on that tag, I feel like. But I am, to kind of distress the, make it look a little more kind of vintagey, I'm just lightly kind of going over and adding a little bit where it looks just kind of like a little grungy, a little dirty. It's real subtle. So, oh my gosh, they're so cute. I don't know if I don't know which I like the best. You all have to tell me what you think. At first, I thought I liked the pumpkin, the orange ghost background, but then I kind of stepped away from my craft room for a little bit, and I came back, and the purple one really grabbed my eye. And so now I'm not sure which I like better, and if I like the orange or the peach. Y'all will have to let me know what y'all think. Do you like the orange background or the purple background? And do you like the peach or the more orange actual tag base? What do you all think? But look how cute these are. Aren't they adorable? And they come together pretty quickly. So, all right, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. And I'll catch y'all in the next video. Bye.